All right, it's going to be a bonus episode of Coming In Hot. We are going to be talking about the scumbag fucking circus in the NFL, and I am wearing my wonderful Greg Jennings jersey because, in a way, that motherfucker has also become a scumbag. But he's not a part of this. He's not a part of this situation today. I have no notes. I'm coming completely off the cuff with this bullshit today because it's just absolutely frustrating. Now, one of my last episodes that I did before I ended my last season and I took my massive break over the summer was called Daniel Snyder, Human Scumbag. So it only seems fit that when we do Scumbag Circus, we include his bitch ass as well. All right, so new news has come out about Daniel Snyder a little bit, stating that there are some NFL owners, a consortium, if you will, of NFL owners who are looking to potentially force Daniel Snyder to sell. Well, as you know from any of my previous episodes about Daniel Snyder, which there are a few, because he is a massive walking piece of human dog shit, that is absolutely what he needs to do. He needs to sell the fucking team. The NFL has failed everybody in that situation in every way, shape, or form. And the fact that he hasn't sold the team yet makes him a big piece of shit. The fact that he stepped away from the franchise, but didn't step away from the franchise because his wife runs a fucking team. Do you know what that fucking means? That means Daniel Snyder runs the fucking team. And Daniel Snyder is a fucking piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. So the Scumbag Circus always starts with Daniel fucking Snyder. Let's go ahead and start. Let's recap a little bit about this if you don't know much about Daniel Snyder or even who the fuck Daniel Snyder is. He's the owner of the Washington Commanders. He's the one who selected the name, which is the fucking Cobra Commanders, G.I. Joe, bullshit. Who the fuck knows? But he's also one of the most inefficient piece of shit owners in all of football. He is not good. All of this shit started with leaked emails. They were investigating Daniel Snyder and Bruce Allen for supposedly doing some really degrading shit with their cheerleaders. So essentially, what happened was Bruce Allen was getting emails and videos of the cheerleaders during their photo shoots for their calendar of them in bikinis and while they're changing in their videos and stuff. And he was getting that shit sent to Bruce Allen, and Bruce Allen was sending that shit to him. So he's essentially taking videos of his employees naked for his own personal fucking gain or whatever. So in the review of all these emails, they're going to do a massive investigation of workplace conduct, and there was also misogyny and all kinds of other shit that Daniel Snyder supposedly was a part of. All probably true because he's a gigantic piece of shit. So in this investigation, they decide they're not going to release the findings. Release the fucking emails. So they find all these emails. Bruce Allen he's already left the team. He's been fired or left a couple years ago or whatever. So now they're doing this investigation fucking years later. This is when John Gruden gets fired. This is when Adam Schefter gets some shit because he was talking to his buddy Bruce Allen and getting some fucking insider info, which is kind of a little bit like a sketch way to go about shit. So John Gruden gets fired for his racist emails. Now, in all of that shit that still happens, John Gruden gets fired. He's not even a fucking member of the Washington football team or Commanders or Redskins or whatever fucking scenario we're talking about. He's just talking to his buddy Bruce Allen. So what pisses me off is that John Gruden gets fired. You release 100 emails, John Gruden gets fired. He said some really, really dispirited bullshit, shit that should have never been said. Don't get me wrong, I'm not fucking defending John Gruden in any way, shape, or form. However, how the fuck is the source of your investigation, how is the source, Bruce Allen, Daniel Snyder, the only fucking emails that don't get released? How does that shit even happen? Well, let me tell you how. Because Daniel Snyder probably has some shit on the NFL that they don't want out. So they're over here fucking, tying up bows and buttoning up tees and trying to get fucking people like, hey, listen, I'm just, hey, let's protect our source here. But they're fucking over here just being, cool, let's divert. Just divert. And that's all they fucking do is divert. So it comes up now that some of the owners are there's starting to be some rumblings that the owners are like, listen, we're going to force Daniel Snyder to fucking sell the team. He's a piece of shit owner. He's a piece of shit person. He's got to fucking go. Because, quite honestly, he has to fucking go. I've said it 100 times. I don't know how much more fucking clear I can be. I wish I had more viewers so that maybe one day can fucking work its way up the chain, and Roger Goodell will be, well, goddamn, this fucking little idiot in a fucking Packers jersey over here bitching about Daniel Snyder, and be like, oh shit, you know what? Maybe Daniel Snyder does need to fucking go. And the thing about it is that Daniel Snyder is just not a fucking good person at all. He is not a good person. He's not a good human. He's just an absolute human scumbag. Welcome to the scumbag fucking circus. So Daniel Snyder potentially will be removed as an owner, hopefully at the end of this season, because I don't think they'll ever do it mid-season. But absolutely piece of shit. Getting fucking secret videos of the girls changing and shit. That's just, that is like the definition of scumbag. Boom. If I could stamp that shit scumbag, I'd fucking stamp it scumbag. But so we're gonna dive into another topic though. He's been my primary clown in this fucking scumbag circus. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into our newfangled one. So you know about Jameis Winston, right? Years ago when Jameis Winston was in college, he stole about $30 worth of crab legs from a Publix. Also said fuck her right in the pussy and on the table, that viral thing that was going around at the time. Yeah, so Jameis Winston scumbag, right? No, I'm not talking about Jameis Winston. I'm talking about Jameis Winston right now because Jameis Winston has come up more often now during this situation. Again, diverting, because let's just divert from shit. But if you notice in the background of my little video here, or in the TikTok that I posted earlier, there's a jersey behind me. I couldn't even let my troll watch the video because I needed to turn him around. I couldn't have that. It just doesn't work. So former Green Bay Packers quarterback Brett Favre, the guy who was my quarterback when I started watching the Packers in 92, 93, when I was 4 or 5 years old. And he lives in the state of Mississippi. He went to Southern Miss, was a godsend to the state of Mississippi, the kiln, everything, you name it, Brett Favre, oh my God, it's Brett Favre. And me too. As a kid, I'm growing up, I don't really know, I don't know Favre. I didn't live in Mississippi. I do now. But I wasn't familiar with any of that. So I've lived here for a few years now, and Brett Favre is legendary in this state. And it's incredible and it's understandable. He was an absolutely epic athlete at Southern Miss. He goes to the NFL, has an amazing fucking career, wins a Super Bowl. Then he does some shit that kind of irked me sideways. Kind of like the way he left the Packers. You're like, all right, cool. Like now you're just kind of being a dick. But I've heard a lot of stories about him being a huge asshole overall. And I was kind of like, okay, I've heard that a lot here since I've been here. So it makes me wonder, the more I heard it, I started to be like, okay, well, some of this has to be true, right? Some of it has to be true. And I was like, but that's Brett Favre. Like, that's my guy. That's my quarterback. It's a gunslinger. So, I think about it, and I talk to some people and I'm like, oh no, dude, I've met Brett and I was, I've known Brett for a long time. He's awesome. He's great. He's perfect. It's great. But unfortunately, those people actually, their credibility went out the window too. So, yeah. That credibility went out the window too. That's funny. I didn't even think about that shit. But the credibility of the person that told me that Brett Favre actually was great has gone out the fucking window. Shall remain nameless. I'm not here to slander people. I'm here to talk about shit that is real. But yes, in that case, I that's a funny coincidence. All right, so many people tell me that Brett Favre is a huge asshole. I've heard it over and over again. Heard he's rude to fucking people all the time, shit like that. Well, what I didn't know is that Brett Favre was the epitome of a human fucking scumbag as well. And why is Brett Favre in the scumbag circus? You may not have heard this, but Brett Favre and former Governor Phil Bryant of Mississippi actually conspired with Nancy New and the head of DHS, whose name I can't recall, to divert welfare funds in a massive scandal towards funding a fucking volleyball stadium for the University of Southern Mississippi. So Brett Favre, well, his daughter was going to University of Southern Miss in 2017, had reached out in order to get funding for the fucking volleyball stadium from Phil Bryant. No quotes there. I don't know what that was. But Phil Bryant had reached out to Phil Bryant to get funding for the system. Now, Phil Bryant set him up with Nancy New and this other guy. Or he set him up with Nancy New, and Nancy New brought the other guy in. Now, Nancy New's already fucking pleaded guilty or whatever to this shit because they were diverting welfare funds meant to help the poor people of Mississippi. Now, Mississippi's one of the poorest states in the country. Well, you wonder fucking why, because when the people at the fucking top are taking all of your fucking money, and they're like, hey, cool, we're going to help you guys out. It's going to be really great. Instead, hey, let's build a fucking volleyball stadium for a fucking college in 2017 for no fucking reason other than, oh, well, my daughter's going to go there, so I want to go ahead and get on this volleyball stadium bullshit. Dude, you know what? Fuck you, Brett Favre. Fuck you. You know, he says that he didn't know that it was, oh, I didn't know they were using welfare funds. You reached out to the governor. The governor said, listen, I need to make sure this shit is above board. Because if it's not above board, then I'm going to fucking prison. And as he quoted, ha ha ha, I'm too fucking old to go to prison. Whatever. But wherever it happened, he ended up getting linked in with Nancy New. Nancy New ran this foundation. This foundation worked with the head of DHS. And fucking, they just decided to conspire together and be like, listen, you know what? Hey, Brett, I'm going to go ahead and give you $1.1 million for these speaking engagements that you're not going to do. I'm going to give you $1.1 million for these speaking engagements that you're not going to do. Or you are going to do. Or we're going to do some things, but we're actually not going to do them. We're going to keep talking about them, but we're never going to schedule them. So you don't actually have to do it, but you're going to get the money. And then Favre reaches out and wants more money. And they start diverting funds and they're diverting funds. Now the fucking federal government comes through and they're like, dude, like, where the fuck did all this money go? Like, Mississippi is the poorest state in the country. And yet again, here we're still the most poor state in the country because this fucking money keeps missing. So they start investigating it, and they find text messages from Phil Bryant. They find text messages from Nancy New. Find text messages from Brett Favre. Favre's like, hey, you know, Phil, what are we going to do to get these funds? Phil's like, listen, I'm working on it. Again, got to make sure everything's above board. He appears to be trying to do the right thing to find funding because Phil Bryant says, listen, I fucking can get funding. I ain't worried about that. I raise money. That's what I do. Cool. That's great. Somehow Nancy New gets involved. Nancy New's like, cool, you know what? Fuck that. Phil Bryant says he can raise money. That's cool, but guess what? I've got the money. I've got the guy, and I've got the money right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook you up. I'm gonna link up a brother right here, and I'm gonna get him the money. And we're gonna build this volleyball stadium. I'm gonna put people's names on it. It's all fucking great. Yo, Brett Favre, yeah, bro. Oh, Favre, we did it. Yo, bro, we did it. Southern Miss gonna get a volleyball stadium for his daughter to play volleyball. Okay. Now, Favre claims he didn't know that any of this money from Nancy New was coming from welfare and DHS. I don't agree. Because one of the text messages states, you know, that this information will not be publicized. Like, people can't find out where this money came from, right? And she says, no, we don't publish those findings, so that information will not be public. Guess your text messages are. Thanks, Google. Or Apple, or spyware, malware, whoever the fuck cares. Whoever the hell got them. Because at the end of the day, you know, at that exact text message where Favre says, people aren't going to know where these funds came from, right? To me, your local idiot states that you knew what the fuck you were doing. But it does not stop there. Oh my God. And I just read this shit yesterday or the day before, and it fucking drives me insane that Favre also reached out again in 2019 to Phil Bryant again to ask him for more money to build an indoor practice facility for the football team at Southern Miss, the same way essentially, to try to get, I believe it was Shedeur Sanders, fucking Deion's son, to come play at Southern Miss. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Brett, do you have any class, any morals, any fucking thought in your fucking brain that says, oh shit, maybe I should, I don't know, use some of the millions of fucking dollars that I've already got as a professional football player and turn that shit into the stuff that you fucking need? Or hey, say, hey, I'm Brett Favre. Maybe I can sign a couple of things and sell that shit and raise the fucking money that way. But from what I understand, Brett Favre don't sign autographs for people because he's kind of an asshole. Well, you know what? It sure fucking seems that way now. And the fact that you tried again, and then you put pressure on new governor Tate Reeves, who is the current governor of Mississippi, to also get the Southern Miss indoor practice football facility, which did not fucking happen, by the way. They basically just fucking cut his ass off. Phil Brown was like, listen, I ain't talking to this motherfucker no more. He's getting me in some shit. And then Tate Reeves was just like, bro, who the fuck, like, you don't even fucking play no more. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't care. So good job, Tater Tot Reeves, on fucking just, swatting that fly away or whatever. So on top of that, I'm going to throw another tidbit name out there because this is another name that came across the thing. So $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, former WWE wrestler, star in the 90s, funny man, dude, money, money, money. Yeah, well, ironically, Money, 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 the song of his entrance music, was also the theme in his fucking life, too, as dude was in drug rehab. And guess what? Guess who paid for that shit? I'll give you a second. Welfare funds in the state of Mississippi. Does anyone give a fuck about anybody else? Like, hey, I'm rich, but I need your money from the poor people to help out a fucking volleyball facility. Now, call me fucking crazy, because I probably am, but what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, just honestly, what is wrong with you? And in what fucking scenario can you do anything that makes any fucking sense or relates in any way, shape, or form to the shit that you just did to take money from the poorest state in the entire United States and then just divert that shit to a fucking stadium? A fucking gym? A gymnasium? And then you want to do it for an indoor practice. Oh, it's really going to bring people right in here to Southern Miss, man. We're going to do this thing. Governor Phil Bryant, Brett Favre, we're going to do it. I can see our names right on the wall right there. Brett Favre's indoor practice facility. Governor Phil Bryant's gymnasium. Eat my nuts. So it disgraces me to even own that jersey at this point. However, I've got fucking 2 more like it. I don't want that shit anymore. I don't even like this fucking jersey anymore. He was my favorite fucking player, but he's such a piece of shit on the way out. Oh, the fucking Packers are pieces of shit. Oh, fucking Aaron Rodgers is a prick. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't fucking care. Scumbag Circus. Scumbag fucking Circus. Daniel Snyder. Fuck you. Piece of shit. Sell the team. Release the emails. NFL, you've fucking failed. Failed. You failed those women, you failed that organization, and you certainly failed the fucking fans. 2, Brett Favre, fuck you too. You failed the state of Mississippi, your fucking college alma mater. You failed the governors, you failed the people, you failed the fucking people that you swore that you loved. Fuck you, you're a lying sack of shit. Because you don't fucking care about those people. And you proved it. And all those stories I heard when I moved to Mississippi, and they're like, oh yeah, he's such a prick. He doesn't do anything for the people. Turns out it's fucking true. He ain't worried about these fucking people. He's worried about his fucking self. Fucking scumbag. Surprised I'm a lot calmer than I really am. But guess what? Jameis Winston stole crab legs when he was in fucking college. He was a dumbass 21-year-old doing dumbass 21-year-old shit. Brett Favre is a grown-ass man in his fucking 50s. And what the fuck is he doing? Taking $5 million from the poorest state in the entire United States? And you people don't even give a fuck. What is wrong with you? Let's put it all over ESPN. Let's put it. Ime Udoka had a consensual relationship with a fucking staffer, suspended for the year. Jameis Winston stole crab legs when he was in college. Oh my God. Oh no. But Brett Favre takes $5 million from a fucking welfare fund meant to help poor people, and you don't give a fuck. Worthless. Fucking worthless. Daniel Snyder's taking pictures of women in locker rooms of his own fucking employees at that. So yeah, let's talk about that for another fucking second. Ime Udoka has a consensual relationship with a staffer. Now, he's got a girlfriend. He cheated on his girlfriend. Not going to deny any of that. However, he has a consensual relationship as a head coach of a franchise and sleeps with a subordinate. Daniel Snyder's getting pictures of his own fucking employees naked emailed to him on his work email and his NFL email. Fuck you, Daniel Snyder. You're a fucking scumbag. Ime Udoka did what he did. Consensual. Daniel Snyder had secret video and pictures taken of women without their fucking knowledge. He is a piece of shit scumbag. Welcome to the Scumbag Circus, guys. I'm fucking out.